Welcome back to FTBL Final Whistle. It's myself, Elias, and of course, Culture Camps to my right. We got an interesting game to speak about. Tappin Tobs is expected on the show later. He should be here any minute. I know he's ducking smoke right now, especially for my boy Cam. But we got a lot to talk about because for 45 minutes of that game, it looked like Spurs were going to do the unthinkable. They've been in horrendous form. They have a 15% win record against the top six since Conte's been there. And they're going to the Etihad, which, let's face it, most teams don't go in there and get a result. And then out of nowhere, 2 goals from Emerson, probably the most unlikely goal scorer on the pitch. Kulusevski, who I actually thought had a decent game despite Spurs losing, puts Spurs in this fantastic position. But then in the second half, Cam, no De Bruyne, no problem. One man in the second half of the season for City always turns up. They always write him off in the first half of the season. Second half of the season, he's the killer for City. In the big European games, he's the killer. This is why I got to come repping today, bro. Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez masterclass, bro. Mahrez masterclass. The king is back. Manchester City 4, Spurs 2. Cam, how are you today, bro?
Bro, I'm good. Is my connection all good? Is everything good?
It's good.
Bro, you're a fraud, bro. You're a fraud. You claim Mahrez. Bro, you deserted Mahrez earlier in the season.
No. I've never deserted Mahrez in my life. Don't do that.
Here we go, bro.
Do not do that.
Bro, I saw you say you're ready to sell his stocks, bro.
Never, ever. I said we did okay for a couple of goofballs. I was saying, you know what? It's looking like we're on a decline, but I've always rode out for this guy, bro. That's my guy, man, till the end.
Bruv, nah, do you know what? Yeah, look, the thing says Qatar from afar, bruv.
What do you want to change it to? We got to get our editors to fix us up a new one.
Good site, but who said that?
Let's go with this one. We'll go with this one for now.
Who said that in the comment? I can't even find it. Nax. But listen, bro, you weren't claiming Mahrez, bro.
Don't ever try that. Don't ever try. I birthed Mahrez's hive, bro. I birthed Mahrez's hive back in 2013, bro. I got tweets. You won't believe me? I got tweets, bro. I've been writing out from this guy from the start. Every single season, they always call him washed. They always say he's on the decline. They always say City got to sign new wingers. And I'll be honest, Mahrez is not at the same level that he was a few years ago. I think that much is evident. But, bro, this is still a top player. And to think that this guy doesn't start every game for Manchester City, you look at the other right wingers that most teams employ. He walks into most teams. And today, again, I say it, De Bruyne out the team, where's that creative spark going to come from? Where's that guy who's going to pick up the ball and run out players? It comes from Riyad Mahrez, bro. What a performance.
Bro, see, I mean, we have to talk about, obviously, it was a game of two halves. Literally, the definition of that cliche term, game of two halves. But that is literally what it is. Like, bro, we can talk about Mahrez, talk about whatever, but I'm sorry. Now, I'll wait for Tobs to come in. Yeah, I will speak about Spurs, but let's talk about City because I'm sure Tobs will have a lot to say about Spurs. But as much as City did this, and as much as Mahrez rose, and I'm like, congratulations to him. What a performance! That is one of the best halves we've seen for a long time. You know what I mean? It is as an individual, sorry, but let's keep it 100. I don't think City are still not moved by Man City, bro. Now, I don't know if I'm being harsh, but the City that I know dominate all the time. They dominate. They don't go into these positions. You know what I mean? At least they're fighting. They heard the boos. They said, cool, we're going to come up. We're going to rise. But there's still something that's missing there for Man City for me. You know what I mean? But one thing I do like that Pep Guardiola did in the second half is let Rico Lewis play as a right back, bro. Just let him play as a right back. All this inverted stuff, and he was playing centre mid for extra passes. Let man play on the wing. Let man get up and down. And I think that kind of changed the game a little bit. But overall, I'm looking at Man City, and I just don't think they're the same, bro. Don't think that I've said it already, but I'm not moved by that performance. I'm not like, oh my God, this means Arsenal are not going to win the league or anything. I'm still saying I think Arsenal are going to win the league because I just don't think City have the consistency in this, bro. Other teams, if they went 2-0 up, these dead teams, even like some of these average teams in the Premier League, they will sit back and hold that lead. You know,
Yeah.
Spurs are just, what is wrong
It's
with
in their
this club,
DNA,
bro?
bro. It's in the
What's wrong
history
with
of
this club?
Tottenham. Chiellini said it, man. It's in the history of Tottenham. Someone was saying this is an all-time capitulation from Spurs, but I can think of like 5 instances where they've had this. 2 of them came against United. I loved your tweet where you said Pep definitely hit him with that, lads, it's just Spurs. Because, bro, how many times have we seen Spurs go into halftime in big games like this? And in the second half, it's 5-2 the other team, 4-2 the
Mhm.
other team. It happens consistently, bro. And it's Conte, I can't wait till Tobs comes in because I think Tobs probably shares my opinion on Conte more than Fuad,
Mhm.
for example, who I think rides out for him a little more. But for someone who's supposed to instill mentality in his team and someone who's known for really being gritty, and he plays 5 defenders in the back to maintain shape and defensive organization. That second half doesn't strike me as an Antonio Conte second half, bro. That
Mm.
strikes me as a naive manager who's like in his second year of coaching. That's a very poor coaching performance. And someone even said it in the chat. Why does Conte keep bringing on center backs when his team needs to chase a lead? Yo, it beats me, man. It makes no sense to me. But I can't wait till Tobs gets in here, bro, because he's got to answer a lot about his
I don't
team,
know
bro.
where he is because he said that he's not doing his stream. Yeah, he said
Mm,
he's not doing his stream. So where are you running, bro? Listen, I DM'd him. I said it starts at 10:05. He ain't
mm.
showed face yet. You know what I mean? He ain't showed face. Listen, I know Tobes is wiping the sweat off his head. You know what I mean? He might be getting a clean shave. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but I know he needs to come in because you see him. Man's putting clown emojis to me because we drew against Palace. What? You will come here, bro, and our chat are gonna let him know as well. They're gonna let him know, trust me,
Facts.
about you're crazy, bro. Nah, but in all honesty, though, while Tobes, as I said, while Tobes ain't here, Man City, as I said, I think their performance was good in the second half, but somebody put in the comments, Stones, Diaz, and stuff maybe need to come back and that because I'm not gonna lie, like I thought Ake he was okay today, but I just think players like Ake, Akanji, and that on the pitch just makes City worse. And I know everyone's going to talk about Erling Haaland and how he affects the team. And okay, today he just got his goal, maybe didn't do anything. But again, as I said before, is that 22 league goals?
Yeah.
He's good. When you're contributing like that, but bro, I'm sorry, Akanji, Ake, these are for me average players, bro. So like when you sign average, you do average. You get averaged. And that's what I was talking about with Weghorst. And I'm not saying he's their level. He's their level, but I don't know, man. When I'm seeing guys like Ake, Akanji, and Rico Lewis playing centre mid, when I think Rico Lewis looks like a good player, he can play right.
I thought
He should
today was really good, to be
he
honest.
should be playing proper right back, in my opinion. But when I'm looking at these guys, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Are people
I
not
think
seeing
you're
what I'm
missing
seeing?
the one for me,
Are
Cam. The
people not
one
seeing
for
what I'm
me that
seeing?
every single season always lets City down. I'll maintain this point. Every single big European game that they play in, every single big game that they're in, he's always the one capitulating. Is Ederson, bro? I think we need to start a conversation on this guy because I honestly feel every single time City are in a huge game, especially in Europe, bro. I remember Lyon, I remember Real Madrid last year. He comes up with clangers, and today, bro, I think for both goals super suspect, man. Super suspect. And I understand, obviously, like why Pep Guardiola plays him, why that's his starting goalkeeper over probably anyone on the planet because of his ability to start attacks from the back. He's always available to get a pass back. He's very proactive from his line. But at the end of the day, bro, a goalkeeper's number one job is to stop shots. And I genuinely think that compared to like the top goalkeepers on the planet, the Neuers, the Courtois, the Alissons, he's several levels in that regard, simply shot stopping below all of them, in my opinion.
Are you talking about Edison?
Ederson, for sure.
Yeah, I think Edison, to be fair, I think he's been getting away with I think Edison's been getting away with for quite a while now, being not the greatest shot stopper at all, like making these mistakes because we talk about what else he has to offer. Do you know what I mean? The same way with De Gea, how we talk about what De Gea lacks. You know, he can't kick, blah, blah, and that gets highlighted all the time. But obviously, he can do the saves. I think when you look at Edison as his fundamental when it comes to just being a goalkeeper, saving the ball,
Mm,
is not that high. It's very low,
average.
bro. It's
Honestly, I think for
very
me, it's
average.
average.
But because he does all the other stuff, and like sometimes you're watching City and you're watching him just get the ball, stroke it into midfield, get the ball, you're like, But then when they have that chance, it's like when you finally break City's backline, which has been very vulnerable, I think, this season, goals are just flying in left, right, and center. I don't remember the last time I've been seeing Edison like, yo, what a save. Yeah, I mean, like, what a save, Edison.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, he's just weird. He's a weird one, man. He's a weird one. Obviously, the ball playing ability and stuff is great, but even when he be coming out sometimes lately, I'm like, he
Suspect,
came
bro.
out against us. I think he made that chance an issue.
Yeah.
I think he maximized our ability to score there. I don't know why he was rushing out with the
For all the talk
Bruno.
about offside, right? Like he didn't have to leave his line like that.
He didn't have to leave his line at all. So I don't know. Edison's a bit of a weird one. I do like Edison though. I can't lie because he's brave, but at the same time, he is kind of going under the radar. But I do think Man City players get this because they have cash in the bank. They check. I mean, like they've got history. Do you know what I mean? So you're like, you don't really want to talk about them. But I do think some City players do end up having these moments. Look, when we spoke about Bernardo Silva on stoppage time, it's like, how long are you going to ignore his performances? And I think it's the same with Edison. I have my opinions on. I can see people are saying like Ake, Akanji, and them like are cold, but I don't know that fear factor when I look at City and I see Ake, Akanji, and that in these form and Edison in this form and stuff. I'm like, I can get.
I think that's fair, Cam. Like teams have shown all season that you can go at them. Like City, even in the beginning of the season, when I saw the commentator was basically saying like City have lost that inevitable feeling that they had at the start of the season, like how great they were at the beginning of the year. Even at the beginning of the season, Cam, I know they were winning games. I know Haaland was scoring at an unprecedented rate. But again, you still always had the impression that you could beat this team. And they've always been defensively suspect for me, right? I know you can talk about Ake and Akanji, but I remember even Stones and Diaz. I think actually Stones and Diaz, since Company left, have been their best duo in terms of a single season. Like I think they really put a good run together. But Laporte, you could have always got against him. Cancelo, as great as I think going forward he's been defensively, he's never been a top fullback in that regard. City, for me, you've always been able to get at them, especially in transition.
That's you, Cancelo. That's
just one. Forget about Cancelo. My whole point about City is that you've always been able to get at them. But the problem for me with City this year is that they become predictable. They become slow. They become pedestrian. Like there isn't that feeling with City that they're just going to kill you no matter what. Relentlessness. That's what I've always kind of put the word that I always think of City the last few years. Just relentless, inevitable.
But see, this is the reason why you can't write off City though. Like completely, even though, as I said, I think Arsenal will go on to win it. But when you look at what they have, Foden was on the bench today. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte.
Fairs, right? They're top players. But Cam, you think about all the names you just named. How many of them are in great form right now?
Yeah, I know, but at some point, quality shines. Like today,
yeah, of course.
We wouldn't say Mahrez is the greatest form or whatever, but he can just switch it on like that, and he did. You know what I mean? As much as Spurs were bad, he can just switch it on and do that. So, listen, people, everyone, go and at Tobs and say rise, say
He's
rise.
He's ducking right now, hard, man.
Say rise to FTBL. Go and tweet him, rise. He's trying to duck. Tweet him, rise. FTBL,
you must.
rise. You must. Go and tweet that, bro.
There's another question I have for you,
bro. Go and tweet that.
There's another question I have for you because we can talk about City all we want. And trust me, when Tobes comes, I'm gonna wax lyrical about Mahrez even more, bro. I'm just getting started. But there is a player on Manchester City, or on Spurs, excuse me, that look, I know you, for example, have kind of you've basically called it the Kane campaign, bring him to the club. When you see performances like today, what emotions do you feel as a Man United fan? Like, is this the guy that you look at and say, yeah, we need to spend 80 million pounds and make this guy the focal point of our attack? Because I'm a Kane fan. I like him as a player, but I've always said that at this stage in his career, he's only getting worse, in my opinion. I think his body is deteriorating. His value is going down. I'll hold that point off because, ladies and gentlemen, our prayers have been answered. Tapin Tobes has risen. Tapin Tobes, welcome to the show, my brother.
What are you saying? Why are you rubbing your hands for?
Rise, you rose.
Yeah, I said I was coming.
Say no more, bro. Say no more. Just a quick one. Are you gonna stop with these clown emojis, or what were we saying?
No, I'm not.
You're not gonna stop.
No. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Shameless, bro. Shameless. Shameless.
Listen, I got nothing left, man. So I got to hold on to what makes me truly happy because I ain't getting that from my club. So boy,
Did you do your reaction, or you just had to quickly catch a break?
Bin that off.
no, I just said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm tired of saying Spurs are shit. So I'm just not gonna do one today. I don't need the I don't need the money. I just can't be asked. I cannot be bothered to talk about this team on my channel again. So I thought, you know
Bro,
what?
listen.
I already committed to you lot's thing. So I said, let me just do you lot's thing, innit?
Bro, listen, the same thing. This is when I was doing proofs in the pods, and people were saying, yo, you need to be consistent. I'm like, what do you want me to come and say? I cannot no more. I can't no more say Maguire needs to leave. I can't say no more. That there's nothing more I can say, bro. So I know exactly what position you're in. But listen, first time on FTBL. So welcome
Thanks
to
for
the show.
inviting me, lads. Thanks.
Come on,
Of course,
man.
of
Come
course.
on. So, bro, we were speaking about Man City, but obviously we'll speak with Spurs with you first, and we get into Man City maybe later on. What is going on, bro? What is going? First and foremost, how are you feeling in the first half when you went 2-up? Did you have confidence that you were going to see the game out?
No, I didn't. Like you celebrate the goal, right? Like I was really happy Kulusevski scored. I was quite mute when Emerson scored. We were like, oh, rah, because I was watching it with my friends. I was like, oh, rah, it's 2-0. Oh, nice. Like, okay, cool. We're like, who scored? Who scored? And then when we see Kane hit that shot, we're thinking, oh, maybe it's like it fumbles into the goal, but no, it's Emerson that heads it. But at halftime, I was chatting to one of my boys, and he was like, oh yeah, like, what do you reckon? I'm like, I mean, technically, the game is set up perfectly for old Spurs, right? Because you're 2-0 up. You just got to remain compact. Yeah, we saw Man United do it just the other week. Remain compact, close off the space, be disciplined in your shape, and you just pick them off on the counter attack because they're going to commit more bodies forward. But what we saw in the second half is almost a team in reverse to what we've done in the first half. Normally, we start off really shit, and then we expend all our energy in the second half. It didn't even look like we were expending so much energy in the first half, but second half, it's like Man City downloaded an extra 50% more effort, work rate, all of this, and we were just our same old shit selves. So they raised it up, and we didn't rise it, bro. So, and then when you look at the calamity of the goals we conceded as well, oh my days, man! Like it's just, you know, like when it rains, it actually pours. Like the manager's fucking up. He stinks. He doesn't want to change the tactics. Reliable players are stinking. Lloris looks absolutely finished on his last leg.
Bro, I need you to talk about him, bro. I need you to talk about Lloris.
I don't want to hear about Lloris yet. Tobs, I got a question for you.
Yo.
Look, I go back and forth with Fuad over and over and over about one man, and I'm very vocal about this. I don't know where you sit on this subject.
It's Son, isn't it?
No, it's not Son. Son, I've been saying he's cooked. I'm not really concerned about him. The gaffer, Antonio Conte. What are your thoughts on this guy, man? As a Spurs fan, I understand that, look, you don't have a God-given right.
Why are you wearing a Leicester top? I saw you're a United fan.
He's a neek, bro. He's a neek. Look at him.
Oh my days, this guy's rubbish. Why are you wearing a Leicester top just because it's got Mahrez on the back? Nah, you're actually what the hell is this about?
Don't interrupt me, man. I'm still talking about Conte. Don't.
Yeah, we can talk about Conte, but why are you wearing a Leicester top?
It's because hold on, I got this kid the season.
You support United, nah?
Bro, it's not about Leicester. Ignore Leicester. Ignore the Leicester.
I was like, because I was trying to take your question seriously. I was like, wait a second. This ain't a United top. I see the badge. I was like, what the fuck is this? This guy is
when Mahrez gives me a masterclass, the kick comes out, bro.
He's tapped, bro.
No, he could be worse.
You're
bro.
finished, man. You're finished.
Nah,
go on,
I
go
could
on.
have a Man City top. Then I'd be tapped beyond belief. But talk to me about Antonio Conte, bro. Because me personally, I've questioned this guy for the last year and a half now. I always say this is my thoughts on Conte. I believe that when you appoint Antonio Conte as your manager, you sell your footballing soul, and that you basically sacrifice watching good football at your club. But the result is you usually win trophies, and that kind of balances it out. But at Spurs, let's be honest, the team is not equipped to win top silverware. As much as I criticize Conte, this isn't a team capable of winning the league, winning the Champions League, maybe going on a deep cup run, but that's unlikely too. What do you think about Conte at Spurs? Is it almost destined to fail?
Now it looks like it, yeah. And to be honest, at the start there was question marks, right? Because, like you said, Spurs are traditionally not the type of club that Conte goes for. And what I mean by that is he normally goes at a club where he has like 100, he has or he wants 100% autonomy. He wants to do his own thing. When he says he wants this player, they go and get this player. Like Spurs are not that type of club. It's we're very much you take what you get sort of club, right? We don't have a bottomless pit. Granted, we're spending more money now, but we don't just buy into every single manager's demands. So, in a sense, you thought like it's a weird and probably not suitable fit in that respect, right? Spurs typically go for like a project manager, but since we sacked Pochettino, we've been chasing this short-term success. We've been chasing it, right? And we've sort of been stumbling our way through it. We messed up with Jose. I don't even know what to describe Nuno's stint as. I don't think that was going for. I don't even know what that was. So I can't even give you a name for what that was. Jose or Mason in it, but Conte was evident. Like they saw a manager who could possibly try and like galvanize the troops and try and get this team back into top four from the position we were in last season, and he did that, right? I think the football point you made, I think people go a bit over the top with the football with Conte, man, because when his formation and his tactic and his system is working, the football is not bad. Like when Spurs were actually in their pomp last year, towards the back end of the season, we were playing some good stuff. We were blasting teams. Like every single time we attack, we looked dangerous, right? And the automations were working back to front. Like this, not some dinosaur manager. He actually has like, it's weird. He has like archaic beliefs in terms of how a team should be off the ball, but on the ball, I think he blends a modern style where he wants the play to start from the goalkeeper to the back three, to the wing backs, into the midfield, into the attack. But I just feel this season, I don't know whether it's because he's not got every single player he wanted. I don't know whether it's because maybe he's not feeling too confident about the club in terms of whether he wants to stay or not. I don't know if it's because some players have been injured, but this season he's just been crap. He's been shit. And I've tried to defend him. From the start of the season till present, at the start of the season, I said the football's going to get better. The football's going to get better. The football's going to get better. It's Conte. The football's going to get better. And then you just have to tell yourself, like, it's not getting better. If anything, it's getting worse. And I think the wake-up call for me, was, I remember, because I went to this game as well. I don't even know why. The wake-up call for me was the United game. The United game, we conceded 27 attempts.
Yeah.
27 attempts.
That's the best game we played all season. It was the easiest game we played all year.
This United side, we made this team that was struggling to score even 2 goals a game. We made them look like they were the best thing ever. And that's when I said, okay, you know what? Like, this is actually serious now. Like, you are struggling out here and you're getting beat by everyone. Like, it's so predictable to play Spurs. And that's Conte to a team now. It is way too predictable to play Tottenham. The same way, like, teams find it so easy to play against Liverpool in terms of how poor they are defensively. I think teams find it just as easy to play Spurs in the sense of how to stop us, right? Once you stop our threats, it's open season. You can just pick us off. It's horrible, man. Every single top 6 game we've played this season, we've been by far and away the second best team. By far and away.
I find it concerning, right? I feel like every game with Spurs, it's like reactive football, and that it takes the other team going 1-0 up or sometimes 2-0 up as well. I don't know where Cam went. It takes the other team going up 1-0 up or 2-0 up for Spurs to wake up. And then you've had some great comebacks this year. I remember Bournemouth in particular. I was at the Brentford Wolves game. I checked my phone at full time. I was shocked that you guys came back. But the word I keep using about Spurs is unsustainable. That style of play is unsustainable. That method of playing football
at the top, bruv, is
unsustainable. I don't know how to do. Hold on, let me try and remove Tobs and then.
Nah.
Done. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Just drag.
Can I drag? I didn't even know that.
Just drag the square. You can drag the square.
I'm just a content creator, bro. About StreamYard, bro. I don't know this shit.
I used to, ain't this guy meant to be production behind the scenes for stoppage?
You know what I'm saying?
What's going on here?
Here we go.
You can't even work basic StreamYard. Nah. You lot are mudded, innit?
The budget's down.
But no, let's not deviate. Go on. Let's talk Conte. Go on.
Let me
No,
ask you a question.
I think that style of play is unsustainable, bro. Like going down having to rely on another team to basically wake you up and get you alert, and then you start playing a football game over 38 games. That's unsustainable. You will not be able to do it unless, again, Conte has every single player in his team that suits the way he wants to play.
But you know what though? I don't think he's purposely setting up the team to go 1-0 down to then play again. And I remember someone wrote this nonsense article about how Conte he's setting up the way he does because he's trying to conserve players' energy in the second half of the season. A load of rubbish, man. I think what he's doing is clear. He wants to try and minimize the threat of the opposition, soak up what the opposition can throw at the team, and then hit the team on the break or whatever. But what has changed between maybe the back end of last season to this season is, one, our defense has got progressively worse. Lloris is cooked, and we are no longer able to sort of shut teams out, right? The way he's setting us up, it makes it too difficult for us to actually keep teams at bay. We can't soak anymore. It's so easy because now teams are breaching us, and he's setting us up this way, knowing teams are breaching us, and all that's happening is we're just shipping in goals. And then when we actually do try to come out a bit more, it's too late. And I'll be real. Now, I think he's on a mission to self-destruction. I think he don't care anymore.
That's what I was about to ask you. So if you feel that Conte is on a self-sabotage, in a way, even though some of the players are doing absolute madness, which we get into the individuals, but if you think he's on a self-sabotage, are you Conte in or are you Conte out?
He's got to go. I'll be real. Like it's mad saying it, but like
I want to see him tweet Conte.
Bro, I'll be real. I'll be like, it's real. It's the realization. It's not even like he's so crap that he should be sacked. It's more a case of he's not going to sign a new deal. The club aren't going to buy into his way, right? And he has no leg to stand on because of how shit he's been at his job. So we're just wasting time here. We're literally just wasting time here. We know what's happening. We know what's going to happen. He's either going to part ways at the end of the season or they're going to sack him. So really and truly, we know this experiment is over. So we're just wasting everyone's time here. He's wasting his time. We're wasting our time. It's better we just part ways now, and whoever's going to come in, let them come in, let them get their 1 or 2 players in January, and let them get a head start in the summer because he's not going to be here in the summer.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember. Antonio. I remember.
No, but I got respect for you, Tobs. At least you're willing to come out. I've been begging for Fuad to give me that reply, bro, because I know deep down Fuad feels the same exact way, bro. I know Fuad ain't vibing with Conte ball right now, bro. But he got too much pride to accept that. You know what? I respect that you'll admit it.
It's done, man. Like, and you know what it is? It's like I don't want him to go. I would love for Spurs to sign him up in a new contract. I would love for him to get the players he wants, but it's not gonna happen. Like I just need to get it through my head. It's not going to happen. Spurs are not just gonna turn into this team that cater to his every single whim and demands, right? And he is not coaching us well enough right now. He's not coaching us well enough right now for me to say, we should throw all our chips into you, right? He's not doing that. So where does that leave me? Like honestly, like do I say keep him and we still keep fucking up the way we're fucking up? I don't know.
So, but the thing is, okay, cool. All right. You spoke about you want that they've been doing a lot of short-term managers, right? And you're linked to now Tuchel. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Let's just say it doesn't happen, or let's say it's in the works. Do you want to go down that direction with a Thomas Tuchel, which will be now 3 managers in a row? Well, not in a row.
No, I don't want Tuchel. I think
what
he's a
direction would you go to? Like a hipster long-term manager, just kind of bring the club back to what it's meant to be.
Just bin the lot, man. Honestly, just bin it. Bin the owners, bin the players, just bin everything, bro. Big man team. Once Conte leaves, my care cup dwindles significantly. Just bin the lot, man. Honestly. I don't want to see no ex-Chelsea manager. I don't want to see no player that's been here 8 years get another year. Just throw it away, man. Once Conte leaves, throw it away because it's not work. If it can't work with an elite manager like Antonio Conte, that's the biggest sign that this whole thing just needs to be put into a fire and burn. Just burn it.
Bro, bro, you just built a shiny new stadium.
Yeah, the stadium's going to make money.
you announce that you're ready to be a big club. You can't bin the
Spurs
club.
have never been a big club. I hate this talk about big club, big club. Spurs have never been a big club in my lifetime. Lifetime supporting Spurs. No, we're a big six club because we finished in the top six, but we're not a big club. Spurs don't win. Spurs don't operate like a big club. We don't spend the most season in, season out. We don't win trophies. Yeah, we don't sign the best players. So these are all characteristics of a big club. So what right do Spurs have to call themselves a big club? It does my head in when I hear people say Spurs, we're not a big club. We're not a big club. Simple.
Harsh truths, boy.
Someone said in the comments, hire Yaya Toure.
Right, he's a coach. He's a coach right now. So, boy,
have you seen how Colo's doing? I heard Colo's drowning, bro. I don't know.
Where's he managing now?
Wigan. He's at Wigan.
Wigan.
Oh, is that Wigan? Oh, man.
Yeah, let me see.
I'm just trying to imagine Yaya Toure giving like pre-game conferences or trying to. What are you saying? They're in relegation.
Wigan are dead last, you know.
They
ain't won their last 5 league games. They've lost 4 in a row.
Lord.
The Toure family hype. Hey, listen, you lot are in trouble, bro. I'm gonna be honest, because especially with the situation with Harry Kane, Son is looking like he's on the way down. Is Kulusevski gonna get tied down? Who knows? He might end up just. Do you reckon it's 100%?
Yeah,
you don't think a club kind of? What's the situation?
Juve, no club can intercept, bro. No club can intercept. You stick to your £90 million, whatever his name is, isn't it? Just stick to him.
We're coming for
Kulusevski. I swear, if you guys don't make top 4, the clause in the deal is.
We made top 4 last season, Leas, man. We made top 4 last season.
So why is it not tied down then? What's the situation?
I think they just wanted to save peas and use it elsewhere, because we could have tied them down last summer, right? But we signed them on an 18-month loan deal, which became an obligation upon meeting certain sporting criteria last season. So he's going to sign.
Okay, cool. But all right, because I know you don't rate a lot of that team, right? You only rate certain players. Obviously, you rate Harry Kane. With performances like that, the Kane campaign, listen,
it might have to be on hold.
I might have to look at it.
But you saw what he did. You saw what he did to a better version of City last season. Like, listen, Harry Kane wasn't good today, yeah, but Harry Kane is having to play every single game without rest. Yeah, people tell me that he got pocketed against Arsenal. Bullshit. Every single time we got the ball, he did something purposeful with it. The few times we actually were able to work.
The chance was from Kane, innit?
Bro, yeah, it was from Kane. So like, I don't know, man. This guy's got 15 goals in 20 league appearances this season. Barely gets a rest. Like, okay, granted, his performances game to game have not been like top, right? But he's still doing. At least he's still doing what he's required to do on the football pitch for the most part. And today, I don't think. Listen, defensively in the first half today, I thought we were all right. And I thought, like,
but bro, you're talking about defensively. I know you're about to go defensively,
but that's what I'm gonna say. I feel like Harry Kane is a striker, and I feel like even though he messed up 1 or 2 of his individual actions today, the midfield today was just a mess, right? Bentancur looked half fit. Højbjerg just running around like a headless chicken. The wing backs offering us nothing. Perisic was so bad today, so bad today. Oh my days. Oh my goodness! Even Kulusevski he scored today, but he wasn't good. He was quite poor today, and he looked off the pace. And Son, so we're here talking about Harry Kane again. Okay, we can talk about Harry Kane, but Harry Kane's been one of the few reliable players in this team.
I agree. No, but Son, it's getting to a point where you know when you keep speaking about a certain something, you're just like, you know what? I don't even want to keep kicking a dog when it's down type situation, but. There's somebody I want to talk about, and that's Romero. Like, I think he's.
You think he was bad today?
I think he's massively overrated, bro.
Really?
But do you think he was? Do you not think he was bad?
I didn't think he was that bad today. I mean, he wasn't great. You're not great when you concede 4 goals and a half, but he was.
I'm not saying he was great, but he didn't play bad today.
Yeah, I thought.
I don't think
he made some good interceptions as well.
I don't think he's what you've hyped him up to be, bro.
Which is what?
What have you hyped him up to?
You've hyped him up to be like one of the best centre-halves in the Premier League. He's not, in my opinion. I think he's good.
I think
he's decent. Where do you think?
He's more than decent. You think John Stones is the best thing since sliced bread? So
John Stones is better than Diaz for
sure. Are you thinking Stones or Romero? Tobs?
Romero.
I'm taking Romero.
All right, where would you rank Romero in the Premier League?
Last season, I said he's probably
No,
top
don't
8.
say last season. But
No, that's what I said. Last season when he was
Son
playing,
was the
well,
best thing in the world last year.
last
Just where
season, I said he was in the top 8. This season, he's not been in the top 8. This season, he's not played that well. So I can't
Hold on.
come here and puff. I can't
Last
come
season-
here and puff my chest. But
Yeah, but if you-
all I'm saying
last-
is this: you can't tell me that this guy's not a good defender. I'm sorry. I'm not
hold
having
on. You just said last season he was in the top 8, so he's probably 7th or 8th. And this season he's not even basically in the top 10. So what's
Yeah,
he
because he's not
averaging?
played well enough.
That's a mid. That's a mid centre half. Then you're not in the
Mid.
top 10 centre halves in the Premier
He's
League.
not mid, bro.
and
He's
you
not
weren't in the
mid.
top
Come on.
8 last season.
Mid.
He's
If
not
you
mid.
believe that, then boy, that's fine, man.
No, he's
I said
definitely not
on
mid,
form-
bro.
I said on form this season, I can't put him in the top because he's not
All right,
played
forget
well
form.
enough.
Just overall. Just forget overall, which he wasn't in the top 8 last season, and he's not in the top 10 this season. So how? I've never heard a centre half be rated so high that can't make the top 10.
What do you mean you never heard a centre back rated?
What centre halves are rated so high that can't make the top 10?
So wait, you don't think there are many good centre backs in the league?
In the Prem, they're right. Not that
He doesn't
special.
rate Diaz either, to be fair.
Yeah, he's
Prem
crazy.
centre-halves
He thinks Diaz is decent as well, but he thinks John Stones is the best thing in the world, bro.
John Stones is better. John Stones
He's
is
gonna
better.
get you're probably gonna get
Diaz-
John
I think
Stones on the back of your
Stones
England.
is better, to be honest. I would take
Answer,
Stones over
answer,
both.
answer.
But Romero for me is still like I would say he's top 10 in the league, like overall, not this season. Obviously.
So wait, hold on. So you lot are telling me if you're the 10th best centre half in the Prem only, that means you're a top centre half. Then when we include the world, you won't even be top 30. You'll be like top 20. It's like top 25. That's
Listen,
not a good centre half.
Pressure, bro.
We
This
don't
is
have to listen.
pressure.
Let's you know what? Let's just bin this whole top 8, top 10.
And then
Let's bin it.
where is okay? Give me where.
No.
do you rank him in
I
Prem?
plead the 5th. I can't be asked to answer this. I plead the 5th. Simple.
See what I'm
But
saying?
no,
I
you're a
plead the
troll,
fifth.
Cam.
I plead the 5th. You can't draw me out, man.
See, that's the thing. You don't want to back Romero
I
when
backed my
you
boy already. I
This is
told
what
you
I'm
what
saying.
he's done. So this,
So where
but
is
I'm
he in the
saying this
Premier League?
season, if a man is playing bad, I can't talk bad on him. It's like Van Dijk. I know Van Dijk is on paper the best centre back in the league, but has he been the best centre back in the league this season? Far from it. Far from it. So
What?
you can't talk. You can't.
But the difference is
Go on.
Van Dijk was not once number 1. Romero has never been that. And you
Yeah, and I don't think I've never spoken about him like he's number 1. All I've said is this guy is a quality centre back,
Yeah.
and he's going to the top. That's what I've said. What's wrong with
I
that?
don't know about that. I don't think he is. I think
okay.
he's good. He's good. He's all
No,
right.
so first you said he's decent. Now you're saying he's good. Which one
Yeah,
is it?
that's the same
Now he's
thing.
all right.
Good, decent, average.
Oh, yeah,
all
all the
around.
It's a
things-
World Cup winner. Put some
John
respect on my
Stones
World
is
Cup
best in
winner.
class, man. Allow it,
World
bro. Allow
Cup
it.
winner hype, bro.
Allow
Put
it,
your
man.
medals on the table.
Lloris is a World Cup winner, bro.
I don't
Lloris
do
is
that.
a World Cup winner. He's the
Don't
worst
do that.
Premier
That's a
League keeper in the
hologram
Premier
right
League
there.
at the moment. Would you
That's a
agree with that?
hologram.
Yeah,
Do
but
you agree
Lloris
with
is 36. Yeah, I would agree with that right now, but he's 36.
Are you guys
He's
going to move
actually
him on next
36.
season? You
We
guys
have
want
to.
Raya, innit? You want Brentford's
Yeah,
keeper.
I'll take Ryan. Yeah, he looks good.
Right,
Yeah.
is good.
And I think he's available for what, like 15 to 20 million? Yeah, I would
Yeah,
take
say
it
20
all day long.
something. He's a good
All day
goalkeeper.
long.
Honestly, talking about for real though, talking about Spurs, yeah, I do think it's starting to feel like that moment where they're now just going to start getting into a period of irrelevancy, bro. And that's not even to diss. I just genuinely think this moment that you lot have had from Pochettino up until now, I think it's been dragging on because of the managers you've had. Jose gave you mad clout. Yeah, Conte as well.
Shit, man.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
care what
I-
Conte did, but
well,
shit.
that's fine. But I'm just saying, you lot are regularly spoken about because you have a manager like Jose who's box office. People be talking about Roma, bro. Like that's how box office
True.
he is. But I just think as a serious club, you've been slowly slipping, and the manager's clout have been holding you guys up. But now I genuinely think it's getting to the point where Conte's not box office. He's going to end up going. Kane is going to end up going. Son is declining. The key players, Lloris, who was part of your good period, is going. I think now when you look at Spurs, you are actually going to go back to what you used to be in. And I'm talking about 8th, 9th. I genuinely think Spurs are going to go back to being 10, 8, 9th type level team, because you look at Newcastle coming in, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, City, and there's always going to be 1 or 2 clubs who do a surprise thing every season, have a good little year. Fulham, West Ham, Leicester, whatever. I genuinely think Spurs are now going to go for a period where you're just around 8th Conference League every single season, bro. What do you think?
It's a possibility. I wouldn't rule it out. Like, I don't think we're heading for anything positive at this point in time, but we've had worse Spurs teams than this and have not been 8th, 9th, or 10th. Like, ever since ENIC have come in, I think I can't remember the lowest position we finished. What, 8th? Once under Harry Redknapp, I think.
When did ENIC come in?
Yeah, I think they need to bounce.
No, when did ENIC come in? When did ENIC come in?
Wasn't it like 2000 or 2001? I can't even remember.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Time ago.
Like 2000 or 2001. So before that, yeah, you're right. Spurs were a really, really poor team. But since ENIC have come in, as poor as they've been in recent years, like you've not really seen Spurs as this like 10th, this 9th or 10th place side. Like without Kane, we were still under Martin Yo. We finished 5th. We finished 5th.
Bale.
Well, before Bale,
even after Bale, you guys didn't finish 10th, and that was like bad.
Before Bale, like, so this what I'm saying. So like, yeah, like it's the future isn't, it's bleak. Don't get it twisted. And when you look at the competition in the league, Newcastle emerging, and so on and so forth, yeah, like there's every chance Spurs could slip out the big six, right? But like we've been in worse situations, and it's not been the complete nightmare that people are expecting. Like I heard the other day, Lawless telling me that Spurs are going to be fighting relegation in 5 years. I'm like, be serious. Be serious. So for me, after Bale left and we tanked with AVB, where did we finish? We finished like 6th or 7th.
Yeah,
right? I just think the competition in and around those spaces that we've seen Arsenal finish 8th twice, like easily. Like you just end up finishing 8th. Where did we finish last season, Lias? 7th,
6th.
Yeah. I'm not even. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even ruling out Spurs finishing 8th. I think it's a possibility. 100%. What I'm saying is, I think like people who are so adamant that Spurs are just going to coast into mid-table mediocrity, like just need to remind themselves that we've been in worse positions before under this same ownership, and we've not drifted into mid-table mediocrity.
For me personally, I always say this, right? I don't think you're ever as bad as you think you are in terms of like your situation. And like I also think that teams who are at the top are never probably as secure in that position as they think they are either. So for example, like I always said when City made that bid for Kane, I would have probably tried cashing in on him at that point, because I believe at that point that the Spurs project with Kane, Son, like that core of players was done. And I think if you had managed to get 120 million pounds, 100 million pounds for Kane, and properly invested that, and I know that's easier said than done. We've seen with Bale, we've seen with Grealish, that's easier said than done. But if you had properly invested that in a young, promising coach with bright ideas, I think Spurs would have been in a great position. I don't think Spurs losing Kane is the end of the world. Even now, like you might get 80 million pounds from this summer. If you're smart with the way you invest that, and easier said than done with the likes of Daniel Levy, Spurs could definitely still be top 6, top 7 next season. For me, saying 9th, 10th, they're going to go back to irrelevancy. It's not likely because of how much money the top clubs have. Like Newcastle, they got more money than anyone. United, Chelsea, City, they can basically spend their way to the top. But to say that Spurs will just drop off into irrelevancy, it could happen. I'm with you, Tobs. It could happen, but I wouldn't say it's a certainty, to be honest.
I don't think Spurs will finish in the top 6. But depending on what happens, it's early to say, but depending on what happens in the summer, I don't know if they will. But let's get into Pep Guardiola's quotes, man. Let's get into what he's saying and on that side of things.
And then we'll do the super chats, because we got a few as well.
One sec. You read them in. I'm just getting my phone in it.
Yeah. What do you want to do first, Cam? Super chats or Pep's?
You can do the super chats.
Bet. All right, so AJ says Mahrez is way too clutch. Second half of the season, bag goat. Yeah, in the second half, he did be turning up. Zeno says Mahrez ISO beating his man, inevitable. John B100 says Pep at halftime. Lads, it's Chicken FC. Usama Muaki says don't let City fans get away with their earlier Mahrez disrespect. Now he got to do the next AFCON.
That's true, man. I saw somebody tweet something like, "Oh, Mahrez is so aggressive. This is why we need to get rid of Grealish or something." I'm like, yo, don't forget. Let me forget about how you guys were saying you miss Sane and Sterling so much because Grealish and Mahrez don't give you the dynamism. And now all of a sudden it's just get rid of that guy.
Oh, they love us. Grealish goal last weekend, Mahrez goal this weekend. Hey, Cam, we did okay for a couple goofballs, man. I keep telling you. We're doing okay, man. They're trying to write our death too early, bro.
Yo, what's the next song?
Former fat man. Cams, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game, The way you rattled Daps and rival fans was world class. Lies' son isn't cooked. He needs time. I'm sure we'll get into the son a bit. And then Ku says, Tobs, your footy knowledge is too deep to suffer this haram ball. If you could, though, what things would you fix to try and rise it next season? Why don't you answer that?
As in realistic or unrealistic?
Realistic.
Realistic. Once Conte leaves, or if they sack him, get a young, hungry manager that you can build a project around. Sign a new goalkeeper. 2 centre backs is the minimum, bare minimum. One central midfielder.
He's money though, isn't it? It's the market.
There's so many. There's so many issues. But realistic, 2 centre backs, 1 goalkeeper, an attacker if Harry Kane leaves, and a wing back. You're just gonna have to do that. And then if as a bonus, you can try and get another attacker.
That's mad, bro. Like, I feel like there's so much money that you have to throw. But would you take De Zerbi at Brighton?
Yeah, I like De Zerbi. He looks good. But then again, he looks good. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was watching Sassuolo week in, week out, right? But when I watched Sassuolo against some of the big sides in the Serie A, like, they were quite sharp. So much so that every single time I'd see them playing a big side, I'd probably put them in my accumulator because I would back them to get a result. And he's gone to Brighton and he's actually looked quite good. To be fair,
Arteta studied his game or something like that. So
really?
I saw somebody say apparently Arteta studied his game while he was like learning how to be a manager or something like that. I don't know. People might be able to verify that in the quotes, but yeah, let's get into Pep Guardiola's, man. Or is there more super chats?
Yeah, no, we got one more super chat and we got some quotes, and I think Pep gave us another all-timer interview. I can't lie. AVB, Mourinho, Conte sniffing Tuchel now. Tobes, would Spurs be interested in Chelsea's half-eaten sandwich from last night? Bet Daniel Levy would eat it up.
I don't want Tuchel. I think he's a top pro. I don't want Tuchel. I'm sick to death of us signing next Chelsea managers. How many ex-Chelsea managers do we want for us to get the message that for signing ex-Chelsea managers without giving them Chelsea money? It's not going to work. AVB, Mourinho, now Conte. The fuck are you doing with Tuchel? Just stop. Just be you. Stop fucking begging. Stop begging. Be you.
Facts, bro. And you Fuad Shameless wants Tuchel now. I'm like, bro, I even forgot Villas-Boas, bro. Like, I even forgot. That's ridiculous.
I forgot about that one.
I'm done with Chelsea managers. And my friend said this 2 Chelsea managers ago one Chelsea manager ago with Jose. He said, ex-Chelsea. And I said, nah, come on. Conte, he's Conte, he's this. But there's just something about these ex-Chelsea managers. They always crash and burn. So, nah, I don't want it.
Crazy,
let's go into some of these quotes, man. Pep Guardiola, we have an opponent in Arsenal who have the fire. 2 decades without winning the Premier League. I'm explaining the reality. Everything is so comfortable at Man City, but opponents don't wait. We are far away from the team we had in previous seasons. Do you think this comeback will happen every time? It won't.
I've said this, bro.
I love this too. I don't recognize my team. They had the passion and desire to run. This is Mahrez. Today we were lucky. If we want to win something or compete, but complaining, no chance we will win anything. Do you think we're going to close the gap to Arsenal the way we were playing? No way. And he said this about Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez, what a player. Before the World Cup, he was on holiday. Now he's realized, time to wake up.
Facts. I always say this with Mahrez. Son gets slammed for purple patch, this, that, and the third. But Mahrez, because he plays for Man City, he can literally ghost for the entire first half of a campaign and then come alive in second season and oh my god, it's Mahrez. He's always been a baller. I know he's a baller. I know his quality, but he's literally playing for the best team in the league and he goes missing for half a season. And no one says anything. Nobody says anything.
Listen, as long as they keep winning, nobody's going to care about it. But it sounds like people are going to say, everything Pep has been saying this year, people keep saying, oh, I'm familiar with your game. They said the same thing about the Man United, where he said he was bigging up Man United and everyone was like, oh, I'm familiar with the game. And they went and lost. At some point, he's actually just speaking what he thinks. He's not every single second that he's speaking in and trying to catch people out or whatever, or fool the crowd. What he's saying is pure facts, bro. the team are not recognizable. I've mentioned that before. This doesn't look like a Pep Guardiola team. Is when I'm watching it, other than 16, 17, and even them, they were making a lot of mistakes defensively and stuff because they were trying to learn how he plays. But other than that, this team is mid. This is why people. I'm talking about Ake's, Akanjis, and stuff. I just cannot imagine in Pep's greatest teams he will have Ake's and Akanjis. And that's all I'm just trying to say. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And even when we're talking about the wingers, we're talking about the star kind of quality in the team. It's just gone a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm always used to, obviously KDB might not be at the level of his peak, but you had the David Silvers, obviously you had Messi's and all this type of stuff in the other teams. You're looking at this team and it's just a bit like, oh, okay, cool, but it's way more functional than you would think. It's not as beautiful to watch. It's not as, oh Man City are doing it again. It's not like that anymore. Do you know what I mean? And I fully agree with what he's saying, but with what he's saying here, it just means they're gonna go and have a spooky summer, bro. It's obvious.
And he's hinting at that here. He's hinting at that here, saying, I want a reaction from the whole organization, not just the players. I said at halftime, right? I said, this is the worst Manchester City team I've seen since Pep's first season, which I think is very hard to dispute that. And that they need a major retooling. It's not a rebuild that they need. It's not a reset that they need, but they need to retool. They need to upgrade in several positions now. Because I agree completely with you. As much as I've said, I think Ake's maybe been City's best center back this year. You're absolutely correct in saying that Ake being your team's best center back does not bode well for your chances of winning silverware, right? When you look at the top center backs in world football, he doesn't sit at that table with them, no matter how good I think he's been this year. Like, you cannot win league titles if that's your best defender. So yeah, and Kvara, whether it's Leao, they need those forwards back, because everyone thinks of Pep Guardiola's football as, oh, it's tiki-taka, it's nice to watch. But every single team he's ever coached, guys, from Barca to Bayern to City at his best, involved dynamic, rapid, explosive wingers. Whether it was Robin and Ribery, Pedro and Messi, Sané and Sterling. This isn't a Pep Guardiola team, bro. This is arguably
at the end of the day, we say this, but it's his team. It's his team. He didn't inherit this team. He built this team. Of course.
It's poor squad building. That's the reality. But
I think with Pep as well. Like, I don't like Man City have this sort of like freedom. Like, if you want to leave, you can just leave, and I don't understand why. Like, you got to the top. You got to the top by signing the best players and making your team ultra competitive, so that when one player comes out, the other one that comes in, there's minimal drop off. Now what we've seen is it's almost like he sort of rested on his laurels a little bit and said, you know what, we won the league last season. Oh, we can afford to sell Jesus. Oh, Sterling, you're not playing that well for the last year. Oh, we can afford to sell you. Oh, we can afford to sell Zinchenko. And okay, they signed Haaland, goal machine, they signed Alvarez, but I feel like they've sort of moved away from the devastating Man City had the blend. They had the pressing, they had the attackers that could cut with and without the ball. I'm talking dribbling and pace in behind. They had the cutters, right? And then most importantly, they had the quality at the back. I feel like Man City, defensively, for me, this season are not as good as they were in recent years. Kyle Walker, the injuries are piling up, and maybe he may not be what he was a couple of years back. I think Cancelo has been way off the boil since the World Cup. I think Akanji's come in, he's stepped in, he's done okay for Man City, but he's okay at best. Yeah, he's susceptible against a top attacker, right? They've gone away from the dominant sort of Man City side, and you see the games, you're watching it now. Like, even in the first half today, that didn't feel like Spurs were playing Man City to me. That felt like Spurs were playing just some normal team. It was only in the second half it felt like Man City. In the first half, it just felt like, just two teams cancelling each other out. A boring game.
It was a nothing game. First half was a nothing game.
And I'm like, that's so weird to say. This is Man City. Every single time I watch Spurs against Man City, they're putting the pressure on us. Even though they're not breaking us down, they're putting major pressure on us. I felt like that first half, I was like, man, this don't look like Man City.
And I think we've said that a few times this year, to be honest, bro. Like, I know some people are saying, oh, it's the Haaland effect. Today I'm seeing even people say, look at City without Kevin De Bruyne. I think that's a whole nother discussion, to be honest. Because I think, to be honest, I'm not going to say they're a better team, but I've always said, I think City look more fluid as a team.
Yeah, but I ain't going to lie. I don't think this was the game to say that they went 2-0 down and just went crazy. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's the game to say, oh, look, that's because KDB is not playing there. That is not playing. I wouldn't
of
I wouldn't
course.
put that one is definitely agenda. But Pep is obviously going to be looking for a reaction. If you're Man City with the money that they have and your manager's Pep Guardiola and he's calling out the organization and saying things need to change, every single player now is probably going to be playing for their future at the club. Do you know what I mean? And if they're playing for the future, then City could come back hungrier. If this is what he's trying to tap into, this is what Jose does. This is what Jose does. This is how Jose tries to tap into his players. And I haven't really seen Pep dip into that kind of bag to call out his players like that. So he needs a reaction, and he probably will get it. They won today, and let's see how they kick on. But if you look at what was it? The fans, though, the fans booing at halftime.
That's what he has a quote about that, actually.
That's nuts. When I saw that, I said, I can't believe it. I said, wow, Man City fans booing. Woo!
Look what Pep said. He goes, I'm here and I just listen to Spurs fans. There's a tendency with human beings when you've won a lot. We have to give it to them. He's saying City fans are becoming complacent.
You know what, though? Like, yeah, like, I almost want to sort of put myself in the City fans' shoes, right? Because it's like, you know what to expect from your team, and they're just not playing anywhere near good enough. So as a match day fan, how else are you meant to express your frustration at the team? Like, you're gonna boo, but at the same time, from our perspective, we're thinking, how dare you boo? You're Man City, you sign all this, you've won 4 titles in 5 years, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bro, I see people crying in the comments saying, oh, you man have an agenda. We're literally repeating what your gaffer just said.
Yeah.
We are literally repeating what your manager says. So if Pep says it, it's fine. When we say it, we're just going to be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? It's an agenda. What are you guys talking about, bro? The best time to analyze situations, is when a team is winning. When you're losing, it's easy just to say, everyone is shit, sell them all.
100%.
But when you're winning, you're able to be like, hold on. We're trying to hold City. People, this is what I don't like here. City fans will want the respect of being called one of the greatest teams in Premier League history and all this type of stuff, right? Because that's what they have been. So we're going to hold this team to those standards that we have seen before. I'm used to seeing City get 100, 98, 97, score 100 goals nearly every single season. So when you're looking at it now, you're going to sit back and say, this doesn't look like a Man City team. Whether they're sitting 5 points behind, whether they're sitting whatever, it doesn't look like a Man City team. That's all you're saying. So you can't cry about that. You cannot cry about that. Or do you want us just to sit here and be like, City are amazing, City are unbelievable, how good are Man City? Oh my God. That's not the case. They're not at the level that they usually are at, and Pep understands that. And everyone with eyes can understand that. Your fans booed at halftime. Your fans booed at halftime, and you're coming and chatting to us. Your own fans booed at halftime. Tell me any other season your fans have booed your club at halftime.
I can't remember it.
So don't give me that. So don't give me that. Man, I'm talking about agendas. You're just waffling, bro. You're just waffling. You're just upset that we're not here waxing lyrical over Man City. You're just, if you don't like it,
yeah,
you know where the door is, mate. Simple.
Conte's got a quote, Tobs, I'm interested in your thoughts on. If I demanded the same level as Juventus and Inter, it could be dangerous, as my frustration could be dangerous. My frustration could be very big.
Do it, man, please. What does he have to lose now? Demand it, bro. Demand it, because you have to ask, why was he brought to this club if they were just going to behave the same way they were before Conte came in, right? Why? Granted, Spurs have spent more money since moving into that new stadium, but the attitude still remains the same. When it's time to spend the money on the right player to make the team competitive, they don't do it. They don't do it. So do it, man. At this point, what does he have to lose? He ain't staying, clearly. They ain't giving you what you want. Do it. Just burn the whole thing. That was one of the things that I liked about this deal. And I remember saying at the time, if it goes well, Conte's flying, Spurs probably end up winning something and we get better. If it doesn't go well, at least he burns the whole thing and exposes these guys for what they are. So now I'm at the fuck it. Just you're going anyway. Just burn the whole thing. Whether they sack you or just burn it alive. Just expose them, please. Just burn it. Burn it, please.
I'm with you. There's 2 more super chats. Anyways, let me just go through these real quick. Chainsaw says Spurs finished 14th in 2003-04. Tobs, know your club. One
14th place finish. Sorry.
S goes, Romero is good, but he got stamped way too soon. Hella reactionary takes after just a couple of games last season. Bit injury prone too, but has amazing PR.
You see, Tobs, you see Chelsea signed your ex-boy.
Yeah,
Spurs,
Noni, Madueke. Yeah,
What
Noni.
do you think about that? Could have helped out at Spurs now.
Probably shouldn't have got rid of him, but I thought he wasn't having a great time in Holland. I thought like he's had injury problems, and I thought he was in trouble with the law. I don't know. Either way, he looks all right. He looks all right.
I don't think he looks that great. I think he looks all right. He looks like he can take people on and stuff, but yeah, he looks okay, bro. He looks okay.
Bro. Dutch league, anyways. I keep saying it, man. The toughest adjustment to make in professional men's football is going from the Dutch league to the Premier League, bro. It's the toughest one from the physicality point of view. We all know what I think about the guy on the right at Man United. We look at other forwards, Gakpo. I look at
so Pep stormed off. Yeah, people are saying Pep stormed off, but hey, let Cam, Liez, and
we got the agendas.
Spurs speak about them, and it's a crime.
But anyways, good luck.
Off.
Good luck to Madueke, because for me, the Dutch league to the Prem that's a tough transition to make, and I'm never especially moved by Eredivisie forwards until I really see them do it at a top league. So good luck to them. But Chelsea at the moment, bro, they really look like they're buying everyone at this point. Cam, is there anything you want to finish the show off before we leave?
What's everyone saying? Answer, Tobes, answer.
Oh, Turkish. He's
calling you.
No wonder this fucking bitch. I was thinking, why is this? I was like, why? This guy.
Answer it.
Did he comment in the chat or something?
Nah, he must be on his own show or something.
He makes me sick, man. He makes me sick. I swear to God.
Answer it. Call him. Let's see what he's got to say. Let's see what he's got to say, bro.
No. I ain't calling that guy back. Fucking man.
Yeah, he's live right now.
Bitch. He's live on his channel, yeah?
Yeah.
He's a dickhead, bro. He's a fucking dickhead, bro, man.
Yo. I was with him today, Turkish, because we're done the AFTV. AFTV for the build-up. I'm gonna be with him tomorrow as well. So it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be fun. We're doing the box-to-box Arsenal United build-up. Yeah, I'm gonna.
The thing is, it's mad because I want you mudded as well. I think you and your fucking army have just been doing too much,
bro.
You've just been doing too much nonsense on Twitter. But you know what? Yeah? Just for the greater good, I need you guys to pick 3 points up on the weekend. I know it will burn them. It will burn them so much. If you go there and beat them with no Casemiro, I know they'll be burned. They'll tell you.
They'll never hear the end of it. Oh, we'll never let them hear.
They will be burning. They will be burning that Man United have done the double. I promise you. Please beat them,
bro.
Please.
See, this is the thing, right? I don't know why you're angry. Why are you angry at me and my people, fam? We just
because I'm sick of the. I'm actually sick of the one game.
What are you sick about, bro?
No, because you know every season you find this stupid, weird slogan, and you get your little virgin army to follow you and start saying it, and all your fucking tweets. Oh, what was the other one before? We move in silence, and now it's what?
Yo, hey, you're a hater, bro. Listen, people ignore him. He's hating like crazy. Not one time do we say we're gonna win the league. We just say, listen, one game at a time. Take it one.
He's FaceTiming me as well, bro.
Yeah, you gotta
answer.
No, I'm not answering him. He's a dickhead, bro. He's a dickhead. I don't know why he's calling me.
Hey, yo.
Bro, he's on you, bro.
Yeah, I know he's a bitch, man. He's a bitch.
Let me FaceTime him. Let me FaceTime Turkish.
Come on, then. I ain't doing it, though. I can tell you that for free. That dickhead, man. Let's see.
Oh, they're active in this chat right now, by the way.
I tell that bum to stop smiling. Why is he grinning bare teeth? What's wrong with his teeth?
Bro, tell that pussy to shut up, man. Just piss off, man. Bro, piss off and get back on your stream, man. Get back on your stream, man. Allow it, man. Just allow it, man. Just get back on your stream.
You're live on FTBL. You're live on Turkish London. What are you telling the people, bro? What the hell? How are you getting bombier in 4 days? What kind of BBL have you man gone through in 4 days? How are you then moving like this, bro? Maurice, why can't you hold that lead? Why can't you hold that lead?
Man said this is a cross section. This is like when Sweet Life and Zach and Cody linked up with That's So Raven.
This is the multiverse, bro.
It was crazy.
He's making me sick, smiling on the stream, saying, "Oh, they're gonna be vexed if United do the double." Now, do you know where we are in the league, bro?
You will be vexed. Yes or no? You'll be
Yo,
vexed.
don't kill me, bro. Hey, listen, if you want to jump in, let me know. But you're on your stream, innit? So
Yeah, he's doing his
Please.
thing.
I might be wrapping up my
say nothing, say nothing.
I love for calling because that bum was avoided.
Say no
Tell
more.
that bitch. Yo. You know what? Fuck it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yo, why are you so aggressive though, Tom?
You know what? Let him enjoy his moment in the sun, innit? It's cool. It's cool.
Hey, yo, hey, that's the greatest crossover. I'm telling you, bro. That is funny, bro. That is too funny. You lot are silly, bro.
Multiverse of madness, bro.
That's,
Yo, we got
hey,
16.5K people in the chat right now, though. So if anyone hasn't subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe, bro. We're I think at 17 point something. Like we're growing like crazy. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to Tobs as well. I left his YouTube channel in the description. I linked him in the title. So make sure you go check out what he's doing. He needs a smile on his face, bro. It's tough times for him at the moment. So at
bro, I
least-
need to listen to it. Yo, are we able to get this? I'm sure we can get this Pep interview on the screen. It's not copyright either.
You're really gonna put FTBL's
No, it's not
neck on the
copyright.
line like that.
It's not.
How do you know it's not copyright?
Bro, I've done it before.
What do you mean you've done it before?
I've shown flipping things before, bro.
No, yeah, you can show transcript, but you can't be playing other shit on.
Bro, you can play it. I'm telling you, bro.
Cam, be careful, bro. Don't
You
don't
guys are
screw up my
so-
bag right now, Cam.
It's fair use, bro. It's fair use. It's fair use. I'm telling you. But do you know what? I'm not gonna risk it because
Yeah, don't do that, bro.
you don't complain.
We're gonna
But I need
get
to
a phone call from TD seconds after we post that shit, bro. Anyways,
So,
anyone got any last words on this, or are we good to go?
bro, I mean, I think everything's been said. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Exactly, Mo. Rants does it all the time. Matisse does it. Rants does it. You can show it. I've done it before. I've done it
Oh,
before.
fair.
I've
There
even
you go,
shown
do it
people.
then.
I've even shown goals. I've even
Nah,
shown
don't do that.
goals.
Don't do that. Nah, don't joke with that one. Don't joke with that one, bro.
Yo,
You
I've
think
even
it's the
shown goals.
archive? Don't joke with that one.
Nah, don't worry. I'm not gonna do that. But listen, yeah, guys, go check out. I did the fan debate for the Arsenal United game. That was just a bit of vibes, letting Flex and Robbie shout their agendas. Gonna be a
Is
box
that,
to box tomorrow.
super fan debate.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel because you guys know whether we win, whether we lose. This weekend is gonna be crazy. Man United Arsenal is gonna be mad. I don't know if anyone knows. People, I'm sure if you watch the YouTube reactors, Dan and Kaz, we got Kaz coming in, Arsenal fan. He's coming. He's going to be on stoppage time this weekend, so it's going to be real lit. So make sure you subscribe, turn the notifications on, man. Tobs, we need to get you on stoppage time soon as well. But we'll line that up soon. So yeah,
Calm.
guys, make sure you like and subscribe, share, all of that, man. All of that. The numbers have been going up and up and up. So
We've been
keep
noticing for
supporting.
sure. No, 100%. Tobes, thank you for coming on, my bro. Like Cam said, we got to get you on stoppage time as well. And without that,
That's not you behind the scenes doing production though. Yeah.
oh man, I'm getting cooked.
Bro, take off that top, man. End the stream with that top. Before you end the stream, take off
Like,
that top.
share,
Honestly,
subscribe.
Honestly,
Don't
it's nuts. I don't even know why he has it. It's nuts.
Bro, I bought this October the season Leicester won the league before they were even like title contenders.
Yeah.
I've
that's
been
like
I've been
LeBron.
riding
Yeah.
out for Mahrez.
Yeah,
since
you
day
knew it was
one.
gonna happen, innit? You called your boy.
I saw the minute Mahrez took that shot, I said, "Game." Hey, like,
Yo,
share,
you're a fraud,
subscribe,
man.
notifications on. With that
Peace.
being said, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.